In this lecture, I'll teach you another fundamental concept that you'll use just about every day in JavaScript programming: the loops. In programming, a loop is a way to repeat the same set of actions a certain number of times or until a specific condition is true. For example, let's say you wanted to display 10 random numbers on a web page. Well, you could write the code to generate a random number, then display it on the page, then write the exact code a second time, a third time, a fourth time, until you have duplicated that same code 10 times. Well, typing the same code 10 times seems like a lot of work, not only for you but also for other developers who might work with your codes. Now imagine you wanted 100 random numbers or 1,000. That would be a lot of repetitive code. Here's a better way. Just automate it. Write that code once, then have your program repeat it 10 times or 100 or 1,000 times. That's exactly what a loop does. Think of a loop as a running track with an entrance and exit areas. Imagine you are putting together a 4,000-meter race. You could build one really long path for the athletes to run. But that would take a lot of space, a long time to build, and that would be very expensive. Or you could create a much shorter path that athletes can run around over and over again. The shape of the track is a loop, and the race requires the athletes to run around that track a certain number of times. When the athlete has ran around the track 10 times, for example, then that athlete has completed the race. Programming loops also look like this. The code you want to run more than once is inside the loop. When you enter the loop, the code inside the loop runs once. Then it runs again and again until a certain condition is met. For example, when the loop runs 10 times, the loop ends. Loops are really common in programming, and there are different ways to write loops in JavaScript. I'll teach you 3 different types of loops in the upcoming lectures: the while loop, do while loop, and for loop.